Welcome back, viewers. Today we will be testing the Kaijensen line indicator. But before we do, if you have not watched our first video and the videos after that, you need to go do that now. At the Academy of Forex, we are building the best trading system possible as a team. And as a team, we will all profit from it when we are done. You can find a link to the first video down below. You can also find a link to sign up for TradingView down below. If you use the link below, you will save a little bit of money. You can also find a link below to join us on Discord. Discord is a free group communication platform. On our Discord server, we are having great conversations about all things regarding trading. One of the biggest struggles on this channel is people who use other platforms like MT4 being able to follow along. Sometimes it can be hard to find the indicators we are using on other platforms. And so on our Discord server, I have created a channel for indicator creation. And on that channel, I pinned links to freelancers who can code indicators for MT or for TradingView. So if you don't want to create a TradingView account, you can hire a freelancer for a really small fee and have them code an indicator for the MT platform. Or if you are on TradingView and need an indicator created, something unique or an indicator for a system you have developed, you can also have them code PineScript. So use the link for either MT4 coding or use the link for PineScript. Lastly, I get a lot of people that are asking me for the entire list of all the winning indicators that we have tested to date. And whereas I am not a big proponent of gatekeeping information, I've put a lot of time and effort into creating the content on my YouTube channel. And so I don't think it is too much to ask for the viewers to go through and view the content that I've spent a lot of time creating. Now, if you are not interested in supporting our channel by going back and watching the content that I have created, then I have developed a solution for you. I've created a Patreon account. I will put a link to it down below in the description. If you sign up for Patreon and you sign up for the $9 a month account, I will send you the full list of tested and winning indicators to date. I will also send you an updated list of the indicators that we are testing at the end of each week. Now, of course, you have to stay subscribed to the $9 subscription, monthly subscription, to continue to receive the updated list of indicators. But that way it will provide me with the support that I need to continue to provide the free content that I am putting out for everybody to view. Now, if you just love the channel in general and want to support us, then there is also a lower, I think $3 Patreon subscription that you can sign up for that will also help support the channel and keep things going so that way I can continue to produce the content and the open information that we are creating here in this channel and in our Discord server. Again, if you have not signed up for our Discord, then you need to do that as well. It is a absolutely free platform where we have real-time ability to chat and have conversations about trading. And again, if you want to support the channel with Patreon, then you can find the link down below in the description. All right, as I said, today we will be testing the Kaijensen line indicator. But before we do, I wanted to put the indicator scoreboard up for everyone to see. So to date, we have tested 131 indicators. And out of those 131 indicators, 54 of them have been winners, which means that they have met or exceeded the 60% win-loss ratio threshold that we have set for them. The best ones so far were able to achieve a 100% win rate. Now you need to go back and watch those videos to understand the context of how they were able to achieve that. But as we are working on building the best trading system possible, you can take any one of those 54 indicators and get out there and start potentially profitably trading the markets with them now. So go back and watch those videos, make a list of those indicators, and get out there and see what you can do with them. But stick with us here as we work on maximizing your trading profits. Alright, so today's indicator is the Kaijensen line indicator. The Kaijensen is part of the Ichimoku system, sometimes called the Ichimoku cloud as well. And the Kaijensen is sometimes referred to as the baseline. And so those are kind of interchangeable. If you hear someone say the Ichimoku cloud baseline, that is the Kaijensen line. If you hear someone say the Kaijensen line, that is the Ichimoku baseline. And so this one is one that has been requested by one of the viewers. And this indicator is a TradingView member created indicator. And so basically what they have done is they have just coded out the Kaijensen itself. And so, for example, if we were to go here and pull up the Ichimoku, and we were to go into the Ichimoku, so this is the Ichimoku system in its entire form. If we were to go in there and you see here is the baseline right here. If we were to close out of all of those and turn off the Kaijensen indicator that we just had on screen, now you can see that the Kaijensen indicator and the Kaijensen baseline is identical. So if you have never heard of the Ichimoku, I suggest you do some research into it, play around with it. It's pretty, it can be a pretty overwhelming trading system. There's a lot of moving parts to it, and there are many, many different ways to trade it. And so depending on who you ask, you will definitely most likely get a different answer as to how you should be trading the Ichimoku system. And interesting enough, the Ichimoku is a really old indicator. Is way back before Forex ever even started. It was a rather advanced system at its time, and basically the creator of the Ichimoku had the idea of creating a trading indicator that was an all-in-one system, and so you wouldn't need any other indicator when using the Ichimoku system. Now, again, it's a really complex system with a lot of different moving parts. And again, multiple different ways that you can trade it. The Kaijensen in itself, it's called the baseline, and so a lot of people look to it as a baseline entry indicator. And basically what that means is very similar to a moving average. When price action breaks the baseline, that should be a signal to enter a trade, whether it's short or long. And so, of course, like the moving averages, when it breaks down below, that is a signal to go short. When it breaks up above, that is a signal to go long. And this particular one has actually been color coded. I know it's hard to see. Let's see if I can't up some of the values here a little bit. Make it a little bit easier to see. There we go. So that makes it a little bit easier to see. And if I go in and I hide the price action, you can see it even more clear there. And so you see where these spots where it turns green, and then these spots where it turns red. And so the creator again has set this up to where it's pretty easy to follow. And what I might actually do, and I do this sometimes when we are dealing with indicators that um, are kind of embedded into the price action, I guess I should say. Sometimes it's hard to actually see them. And so what I do from time to time is this here. I will try to project them down to the pane below, and so that way it gives us a little bit better visibility to see what is going on with the indicator itself. Now, of course, you can use the cursor here, and you can see where the vertical line here, the vertical axis, is hovering from bar to bar. And if you look at this number right here, you can see where it turns from red to green. You can see it right there, switching back and forth, red to green. And so that is also a good way of knowing what your indicator is doing if it's ever kind of shoved up into the price action. You can't really get a good, clear view of whether or not it's giving you a particular signal, I guess I should say. And this generally only works when it's color coded. It also gives you on the horizontal axis. It also gives you the value, the number value, and so over here to the side we have these numbers, and if we scroll over different parts of the line as it is going downwards, for example, you can see that this number is changing and it's going down with the line. And so just some tips as to if you're back testing, then you can utilize those little tips to kind of help you out. All right, so like I said, when it goes red, that is a signal to go short. When it goes green, that's a signal to go long. That's pretty much how we're going to be testing it today. So let's get on with the testing process, see what we can get out of the Kaijensen indicator here. All right, so we get our first signal. Let's see, right here on this one is a green. And what I'll do is I'll mark it with a blue line there, just so that way we can follow it. And ouch, that was painful. Let's see if it hit take profit. It did not. And it smashed down pretty quick there. Definitely stopping us out and leading to a losing trade. Alright, the next signal that we get is right there. This one looks like it hit. Nope, still hasn't hit take profit yet. Thought maybe it had. Let's see what it does. It is just teetering right there on that line. Definitely does not want to go down. Let's see. So we are actually looking at this one here. So yeah, we haven't got stopped out yet. The signal hasn't, the Kijun Sen has not given us a signal. Opposite direction. Oh, there it goes now. And so this one as well would have been a losing trade. All right. So we picked up a long signal right here on this really big bar. Like I said, it was just sitting there hugging right along this level of support, and it was not able to break it, and now it's bounced off of it and is now attempting to make a move upwards. At this point, it has come down and hit this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different times. And so the interesting part about this is you would think from reading price action that since it's hit this 5 different times, that it is more likely to reverse and go up than if it hit it, say, twice. So, like, let's say it did a double bottom. You might make the assumption that since it since it's hit it 5 times instead of twice, that the likelihood of it going up increases every time it comes down and hits this line kind of consecutively. But that's a misconception that I often find is inaccurate. And the reason why I feel that it's inaccurate, and from my reading of the price action, is that when it comes down and it hits once and bounces off and shoots up, that means that there was a lot of people anticipating it bouncing and reversing. When it comes down and it hits once and then twice, you get a few people who lose confidence but still think, that's a double bottom, and so a double bottom or a double top, and so they think, yeah, if it starts to break out here, then there's a good chance it'll go up. Now, once it hits, fails to break out, then comes down and hits again, then fails to break out, then comes down and hits again. Each time it does this, the long bias is losing confidence in this move being able to take place. And so often what you see is that the more times it comes down and it bounces off of a particular line, is the less likely it is to have a really solid move as it breaks out in the opposite direction. Now, that's not always, but often you will see that when it does start to break out, like it is right here, it very quickly loses its momentum and will have a strong pullback, and even sometimes have a reversal and turn around, break below that level of support resistance, and then continue back in that original direction. And so that's something to keep in mind when it comes to price action reading as it's touching support and resistance areas. Okay, so now we have a green, and that one was able to get to take profit. Good, good. There we go. Let's see what happens now. And so you can see a prime example of what I was referring to right here. So it bounced and it definitely made a strong push upwards. But you can see that almost immediately we had this massive red bar come down here, almost engulfing this entire large green candle here. And then it came down and is now just stalled out and is slowly trickling its way back down. So you would think that since it came down and bounced off this area multiple times, that once it broke out, that this thing was definitely headed upwards and going to take off in a big, strong, solid move. But you can see here that that was not the case. And that's because a lot of the people who had long bias on it, a lot of the people who was watching it to go long, they lost confidence. And so you had a small group of people who took it once it broke out, they jumped on it, they got in really fast, got out really fast, and the shorts came in and tanked it down, seeing as how they kept dragging it down multiple times over here. And now it's starting to pull itself back down over here to the line. All right, so our indicator here threw a red signal right there. That would have stopped us out, because then almost immediately it throws a green long signal. Then almost immediately it throws another short signal. Then almost immediately it throws another long signal. Don't think that one hit take profit. It did not. And then again, almost immediately gave us a short. Back here, it threw a long signal, which then got stopped out when it threw this short signal right here. And we are actually still playing on that signal right there. And there we go. It took a super jump ahead up there. Massive gap up. And so this one now becomes a losing trade. And so this is something that we see quite often when we are dealing with lines. So for example, moving average lines. And the Kaijensen really is, you can think of as a moving average with price action break of that moving average. And so often we will see that the price action break of a line is very susceptible to whipsawing action, where it gets pinballed in and out and in and out and in and out very short periods of time. Finally, this green move was able to get up and out of that area, giving us a winning trade. Moving along now. Let's see here, we get a short signal for just a moment, a long signal for just a moment, then it throws a short signal right there. We're still riding out that move to see what it does. Let's take some calculations here. Let's see, that one right there definitely never made it to take profit. Has not stopped us out either, but then we get a green signal, and so unfortunately that one is a losing trade also. There on that one. And we pick up this long right here, and that one got us to take profit. All right, moving along here, nice solid move upwards. It looks like price action is starting to stall out a little bit. Nope, there it goes. It took off again. So it flagged out there for just a moment. Boy, it's making a hefty move to the upside. Now it's starting to lose some momentum. That is a massive move right there. is a really big move, and anytime you get a really big move like that, you start to look for the telltale signs of exhaustion. You can see here that it is definitely giving those signs, and there you have it. It moved up really quick, and so because it moved up really quick, it also dropped out really fast. It is not giving us another signal at this point. There we go. So let's see, we pick up a short signal right there. Let's play it out a little bit here. And unfortunately, we lose on that one as it flips to a long signal right here, and then gives us a short signal right here, and then a long signal right here, which we are still undetermined. There we go. And that one ends up being a winning trade. All right. There we have it. So it throws us a short signal right here. On this one. And hasn't played out quite yet. Oh, there we go. Switched over on us, giving us a long signal there. Let's see what it does. It's trying. There we go. Finally get some movement out of it to the upside, making that a green trade. Plugging along here. Oh, flipped out a short signal for just a moment. And then gave us a long. Let's see what that long does. It gets us to take profit. Getting close to the end of the year now. There we go. It's throwing these split second shorts at us again. Then we're in this one for the long side. I don't think that one, it did not get us to take profit. Then this one here. Now we're in for a long. Let's see what it does. We get stopped out on that one as well, as it starts to move its way down and gives us a short. And then we get stopped out on that short. And it's now giving us a long. Let's see. Right there, I don't think. Oops, looks like it barely squeezed out a win on that one. And there we have it. We are at the end of the year now. All right. Oh, come on. Not trying to make an alert. All right, so there we have it. That is the Kaijensen line there. That's what it was able to achieve. Let's count them out, see what we have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29. So 29 signals all together. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 winning trades. And so we are far off from the 60%. Definitely didn't get us where we needed to be. And so, yeah, this is again what we often see when it comes to a single line indicator that we use as a baseline is that in trending markets, they work rather well. In choppy markets, they get annihilated very quick. And you can see that by these clusters of losses that that take place in those choppy consolidating areas. And so, yeah, unfortunately, this one's going to go on the no list, and we'll move on to the next indicator from here.
If you have not already, like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell notification so that way you are notified anytime I post a new video. As part of the team, it's important that you are seeing the new videos as they come out so you know what it is that we are discussing and what indicators we are testing, have tested, and have not tested. Also, like usual, there is a link below in the description to the Discord server. You can join us on Discord so that way we can further discuss the indicators and have discussions as we move forward building our trading system. And lastly, like usual, there is a link below to TradingView. If you like what you see whenever I use TradingView, and you are interested in signing up for TradingView, if you use the link below and sign up for a paid account, you will save a little bit of money. So, all right, everybody, I will see you